You are tuned in to Resonance FM, the Dexter Bentley Hello Goodbye show, broadcasting live from Dash the Henge here in Camberwell, SE5. We just heard a couple of tracks. The first one, Green Patina by Meatraffle, and the second one, Disco Is My Religion by Pink Eye Club. Both tunes are this week's Dash the Henge Recommends choices. And joining us now on the mic, we have, I can only assume, one of the sleeping partners of Dash the Henge, one of the famous five, Warren Mansfield, joining us on the mic. How are you, Warren?
Yeah, not bad, thank you.
Thanks so much for coming along today. Now, we've just played your band, Meatraffle, haven't we?
Oh, yeah, that's right. That song, Green Patina, yeah.
What can you tell us about Green Patina? Is this the new one, then, off of the forthcoming?
Yeah. Oh, something just happened. Sorry. It's funny, isn't it? I'll sit down, I want to go to the toilet. Unbelievable. No.
I have that effect on people.
Oh, yeah. It's, yeah, sorry, what was the question?
I don't know. Where are we at? You wanted to talk about football.
No, I can't stand football
Changed your
these
mind
days.
now.
I think it's lost its passion. Lost its turnstiles.
But music hasn't lost its pull, and you're playing next week, aren't you? The reason we play Pink Eye Club and Meatraffle is because people could come and see both those bands next Friday.
Yeah, at the Windmill on the 24th. Can't wait. It's all a part of the single release of Pink Eye's. What is the song called?
It's Same Job for 3 years.
Same Job for 3 years, yeah.
This is his debut on Blang Records, and you are now sort of label mates with Pink Eye as Meatraffle on Blang.
What an amazing thing that is, because I've always, from when he started, I've always loved his music. I've always loved his style, his lyrics. It's just a great performer, and finding out that he's going to be on. His album was released on Blang was just great. I actually did the album cover. So
you've done the album cover as well.
Yeah, which is a big kind of privilege.
Of course it is.
For someone who I really kind of admire. And well, doing the cover, I mean, to me a cover of an album is like quite a big thing.
Yeah, cool.
Maybe on equal to the music. I've always loved all the kind of the factory records kind of stuff, how they kind of morph into one kind of product. The visuals and the music are just kind of welded into one thing, I thought.
Do you often or ever buy a record purely on the merits
always,
of its artwork?
Always buy books on the kind of
cover
a good cover. That's my policy. So it's often derided or kind of, it's often said that you should never judge by a book by the cover, but I tend to think the opposite.
Yeah.
I mean, all the, yeah.
If people want to get hold of Meatraffle stuff, when is the Meatraffle LP going to see light of day on Blang? Do we know?
Towards the end of the year.
Okay, so a little bit of time to go.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Is this your first gig on Friday of the year? Meatraffle?
No, we've played. I think we played the Did we play the Windmill? Oh no, we played the George Tavern. I think, or was that the other band, Sky FM? I don't know.
You're in so many bands, aren't you?
Yeah, I kind of get confused. I'm in two other bands, Hi-Fi Twins with Peter Harris, and Peter Harris will be here next week with Adrian Sherwood, who'll be.
That looks like a massive event.
Yeah. Peter Harris is the current illustrator for On You Sound. He did the last Lee Scratch Perry albums. He's a
amazing
brilliant
artist.
Yeah.
And you've been doing Hi-Fi Twins with him for a while. He does his own show as well, doesn't he? He does a radio show on Radio Alhara. Bomb Art.
And that was originally conceived by him and Mark Stewart. So that was their kind of idea, and it's great really, because what he does, he creates music for every show. So none of it's like recorded music, if you know what I mean. It's stuff he's produced for the show coming up. Then every show's different, so it's a real kind of cool thing to do, I think. Yeah.
You just mentioned the fact that you're in Scud FM, you're in Meatraffle, you've got Jar Jar Sabian.
I'm also in a band called Poltergeist Fly Tippers, and And my DJ name is DJ Steve Wright in the afternoon.
Do you get much work?
A lot of work, yeah. I've got some stuff coming up with Fabric.
Any chances to come and see any of the other acts? I did hear rumour earlier that there's a Scud FM album being recorded in Norway.
Ah, yeah, Norway. That was a kind of a great place to record an album.
How did that come about?
Well, it kind of got a little bit like The Shining towards the end of it, but but it was great. We worked with Sam, who works at the shop, and producing it along with Nathan from Fat Whites. Yeah, it's great. I think we've got a good one there.
How did it end up like The Shining? Did you end up
me
frozen
kind of
in
frozen in the maze, yeah.
At least there weren't gallons of blood
hanging off my
gushing
eyelashes
down the hallway.
No, well, there's that as well. But, you know, it's all covered up with snow by the end of the night.
This is a great space, isn't it?
It's a lovely space.
There seems to be so much stuff going on here.
Yeah, we've even got a dungeon downstairs.
Got a dungeon?
For special people.
Power, though.
Huh?
And if people want to come along here, they can do this afternoon. You've got the Live at 5 events going on. You've got the poetry night that kicked off this week, Your Bard. There seems to be so many different things.
Yeah, I heard that last week. That was with
Vida.
Yeah, she's great. She's that sounds good. Is it they're doing something with the old dispensary as well, are they?
Well, I think they spill over at the end of the night. I think the plan is you spill over into drunken reverie at Andy Hankdog's night.
Yeah. Yeah.
Warren, what have we missed?
I don't know. There was a meteor storm last night. Did you say?
I didn't see it. No.
I know. What have we missed?
Not a balloon, then.
Not a balloon. Shoot. Yeah. I don't understand this balloon thing. What are they kind of? Is it target practice?
Well, at least the news clarified things by saying it wasn't a UFO.
Right, yeah. The thing with UFOs and aliens, it's so kind of... I never see a picture of an alien with like a moustache or anything. Everything's so humanoid. You've got the eyes, you've got the ears, you've got the mouth, nose, which, but there's no facial hair.
That's the trouble with aliens. They're not hipsters.
Well, they're kind of... They just sound a bit like a kind of a ruse, really, like something made up in someone's head rather than... I would suspect there is alien life, but it's probably... You wouldn't be able to see it unless you had a microscope or something like that.
Could be here. Who knows?
Or we are the people in the microscope.
Maybe we're the aliens.
Well...
And on that note...
I kind of base my alien concepts of aliens on the class system, really.
How does that work?
Well, posh people are a bit alien to me.
Yeah, I can get that. Get that.
Oops.
Look, Warren, as always, lovely to chew the fat. I look forward to your gig next Friday, supporting Pink Eye Club at the single launch down at the Windmill. How important is the Windmill?
Yeah, quite important. Yeah, I've got... it's people know the Windmill internationally. But, it's a great place. But they need to get an RSJ in there and remove that pillar in the middle. I spoke to Seamus about it, but it's going to be about 2 weeks' work. He wasn't interested.
He's not interested.
But it would be good to get steel in and remove that central pillow. You know what? Pillar. It's not pillow.
Yeah. Pillar. Yeah.
And also,
these are the pressing issues of the time.
They are. It's all about you've got to get the visuals right, Things to bump into need to be removed.
Well, look, Warren, we're going to crack on because we have live music to come very shortly. You're going to stick around to see Nua Ruby Ra perform?
Oh, she's great.
Yeah.
She's going to be big.
Absolutely. Here on the deck, go on.
I'd just like to say thank you for the makeup department and the wardrobe today. And the electricians.
They missed me.
And everyone else, catering staff and everyone else. And thank you very much. And thanks for the privilege of inviting me onto your show. I've said this before, I love your show.
Yeah.
It's the best thing to wake up to. That's the time I wake up on a Saturday.
Well, Warren, thank you so much. We are going to crack on. Here on the deck, we just heard Meatraffle. Well, here is Meet Cute with John B. undone.